All right, let's get right into it. If you're a UK expat trying to buy property back home, you know it can feel like you're trying to solve a puzzle in the dark. Well, today we're going to shed some light on one of the most powerful and often misunderstood tools you have, bridging finance. We are going to cut through all the jargon and give you a clear, no-panic plan.
So, what on earth is bridging finance? Honestly, the name says it all. Think of it as a temporary financial bridge. It's a short-term loan that's secured against a property, and its whole job is to cover a funding gap. For when you need to buy something right now, but your main funding, like your mortgage or the money from selling your other place, is still a few weeks or months away.
Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? A quick bridge from point A to point B. But here's the thing. For expats, that bridge can feel, well, a lot more wobbly. So what is it that makes this whole process so uniquely difficult when you're living on the other side of the world? Okay, let's dive into this. Before we get into all the problems, let's just get a sense of the scale here. £2.8 billion. That's how much bridging finance was completed in just the first quarter of 2025 alone. So look, this isn't some weird niche product. It is a major, mainstream financial tool. The money is definitely out there. So why is it so tough for expats to get a piece of it? Let's break down those hurdles.
All right, Section 1, your unique expat hurdles. We're just going to acknowledge the challenges head on. This is where we get into the nitty-gritty of why trying to get a bridging loan from overseas can feel like such an uphill struggle. First up, what lenders call the thin UK credit footprint. See, when you live abroad, you're not on the UK electoral roll, you probably don't have active UK credit cards or bank accounts. So, to a lender's automated computer system, you kind of look like a ghost. This lack of a recent data trail makes them super cautious and can grind the whole process to a halt.
Next up is the sheer amount of paperwork. Because you're not physically in the UK, the anti-money laundering and identity checks are way more intense. Lenders need to know exactly who you are and where every single penny of your funds came from. And believe me, they want a crystal clear paper trail for all of it.
And then you've just got the practical distance problem, trying to coordinate property viewings, valuations, and all the legal stuff across different time zones. It can be an absolute logistical nightmare. Some lenders even insist on getting original wet ink signatures on documents, which can add days, sometimes even weeks, of courier delays to the timeline.
And this brilliantly illustrates the feeling. Seriously, juggling different forms of ID, proof of address from another country, maybe even translated financial documents, it really can feel like you're trying to board a flight with 14 different passports. It's just a perfect way to picture that overwhelming feeling of administrative overload.
Okay, on to Section 2, the one rule you must know. We're talking regulated versus unregulated. Now listen, if you only remember one single thing from this entire explainer, please make it this. Getting your head around this one concept is absolutely the key to avoiding some very expensive mistakes.
It all boils down to one simple question. Is the loan regulated or unregulated? And the rule's actually pretty straightforward. It's all about how you're going to use the property. If you or a close family member are going to live in it for at least 40% of the time, it's a regulated loan. And that comes with much greater consumer protection. If it's purely an investment, like a buy-to-let property, then it's unregulated. Knowing which one you need from the very start is crucial because it completely changes which lenders you could even talk to. And this chart gives you a really clear snapshot of the whole UK market. Just look at that donut chart. A whopping 86% of all bridging loans are unregulated, so for investments. Only a tiny slice, 14%, are regulated for people's actual homes. Now, what does this tell you? It tells you that while getting a loan for your own future home is definitely possible, the industry as a whole is overwhelmingly built for professional investors.
Moving on to Section 3, how bridging actually works. We're going beyond the application form here. Now that we know the basic rules, let's get into the mechanics of it. What's really going on behind the scenes? What do lenders actually care about when they're looking at your application? A bridging loan, by its very definition, is temporary. So the single most important part of your application is your plan to pay it back. In the industry, they call this your exit strategy. The three most common ways to exit the loan are selling the property you just bought, refinancing it on a normal long-term mortgage, or, a bit less common, using funds from a specific business sale or capital event. So, with all this focus on your income, your credit score, all those documents, what is the one single thing that a bridging lender cares about more than absolutely anything else? And there it is. This is the absolute heart of the matter. As the saying goes in the business, a beautiful story does not repay a loan, an exit does. Your plan to repay that loan, your exit, has to be solid, it has to be believable, and it has to be provable.
That right there is the key to getting your application approved, full stop.
Okay, Section 4, your no panic checklist. This is where we turn all that information into an actionable plan for you. Let's pull everything we've just learned together into a practical, step-by-step guide so you can get through this process without tearing your hair out.
Here it is, your 5-step expat plan. Step 1. First thing, decide. Is your loan regulated or unregulated? Step 2. Lock in your exit strategy, and please get a professional to sanity check it. Step 3. Build your document pack, your ID, bank statements, proof of funds, get it all ready in advance. Step 4. Prepare yourself for that enhanced due diligence. Know it's coming. And finally, Step 5. Stress test your timeline. Add a buffer. I'm telling you, everything takes longer when you're overseas.
And finally, let's just touch on 2 hidden risks that people often forget about. First, there's foreign exchange risk, or FX risk. If your income or your deposit is in a different currency, a sudden swing in the exchange rates can completely mess up your affordability. Second, and this is the big one, is exit risk. The real danger in bridging isn't taking out the loan itself, it's the risk that your brilliant repayment plan fails to happen on time.
And that really leaves us with the single most important question you need to ask yourself. Before you sign on any dotted line, you need a clear, honest answer to this. If your plan A for repaying this loan gets delayed by 3 months, what is your plan B? Having a credible answer to that question, well, that's the ultimate sign of a solid, no-panic strategy.